Name of places, name of cities, name of communities are not in isolation. It might be derived from the name of an important person, the name of structures in the society, or even just any name decided upon by the members of the society. Whichever way it is, we now have some certain cities that were named after food, and so they have a yummy kind of name, okay? And that's why I want to talk about 10 cities around the world that are named after food. And that is what we're talking about today on our segment of travels, culture, and food. Thank you very much for joining us today. This is Lifestyle Show with Ayomi Kunyoli. If you're yet to subscribe to our channel, do that right now. Like and follow every platform, every social media platform, so that you can be a part of this community. First on the list, we have Oatmeal in Texas. You see this small community in Vernon, Texas has this kind of, it's like a tower in front of the city that has this kind of resemblance, you know, it has a box resemblance to the Oatmeal box. And that is why it is called Oatmeal City in Texas. And not only does this community just have a name named after a particular food, which is oatmeal, it is also recorded that residents of this community, as well as the neighboring residents of which are the Bertram, even come together to celebrate Oatmeal anniversary on a yearly basis. You know, they celebrate Oatmeal festival. Moving on, we have Two Egg in Florida. Two Egg is also a small city that is located in Jackson, Florida, and it is also named after a food. But this particular one, there are two versions to the origin of the name. Some say that at the particular point in time in history, there was this Great Depression sort of, and there was people, the poor family, the society needed to trade egg for goods, you know, in exchange for good. And another version says that it was just that two eggs dropped by accident, and that is how the name came about. So funny, right? Exactly, very funny. Next, we have Lime Village in Alaska. This is also a small city. Fine, almost all of those cities are small cities. And this particular one is said to get the name from a particular limestone hill that is around the society. So they just said, okay, we're looking for a name to give this particular community. Let's go with this limestone. Of course, we have limestone hill around also. Let's just have it Lime Village. Burnt corn in Alabama, you know, the origin of this name is very funny. You know, when you just hear it, burnt corn, what's the name of your state? Okay, well, where do you live? I live in burnt corn, Alabama. Funny. It's very funny. And burnt corn, it is not really clear how they got this name, the name of the society. The same way, there are two versions to it. The first version says that someone was just passing by and came about a parched corn. You know, that's the first version. And the next version says that the town was named after the burning of cornfields, that happened during the Creek War in the 1800s. One thing that is just clear is the fact that this particular community has the evidence of burning and there's corn. So joining this together, we have burnt corn. Isn't that amazing? Cucumber in West Virginia. This particular city is also a very small city, and according to statistics, as of 2020, the whole population of the city is just 20 people. Very small community. And the name of the city was also named after a cucumber creek or a cucumber tree that was just around the community. So they just like, okay, we have this here, let's make the name of our community Cucumber, and that's just it. Next, we have Orange in New Jersey. This particular community is a town in Essex County, and it was originally known as Newark Mountain. But as it got to a particular point in time, they said, okay, let's just adopt a new name, and the residents of the community came together and officially adopted the name Orange, and that's how the name Orange came about. Okay, here we have Chicken in Alaska. You know, chicken in its own name, like the way they derived the name, is just something that is very hilarious. It's simple. Let's get our community a name, and we said, okay, let's go with Ptarmigan. You know, Ptarmigan is a kind of bird that is popular in that area. It's just like a popular bird in that area, and they felt like, okay, let's go with Ptarmigan. But the problem is now, how do we spell Ptarmigan? Okay, and there was not even anything like Google so that they can even check up the spelling. and just instead of going stressing ourselves to look for the spelling of ptarmigan, let's just go with chicken, and that's how chicken came about. Very funny, very hilarious. We have tomato in Arkansas, and this particular small community, it was decided upon to have the name tomato when the city was considered to have a postal office, and they were just deliberating, what do we name this community? And there was a particular lady right in the round table, and she was just like, okay, why don't we just name this community tomato, because she was having a tomato in her hand. And that was very funny. And they said, okay, let's go with tomato. Another version says that, okay, that's not how they got it. Getting the name, they were just like, okay, there's a particular crate at the beginning of the city that has this kind of beautiful decoration of tomato with on it. Why can't we just go with tomato, of which we will not have any reason to start looking for decoration or anything to introduce our community? And that's how tomato came about. On the number 9, we have Frankfurt in Germany. And this is one of the most popular cities in the German state of Hesse. This particular one, just the name is as a resemblance to this long thin sausage, that we all call Frankfurter, and that's how the name came about. It's very simple. The last but not the least, we have Apple Yard in Washington. There are few cities, there are a lot of cities, so to say, that has the name attachment to Apple. We have Apple Yard in Washington being part of it, Apple and Yard, so having it Washington, Apple Yard Washington is actually one of them. Others are Apple Orchard, we have Minnesota and Appleton, and so on, a lot of it that we can't even mention. So those are the 10 that we are dwelling on today. There are other cities that has a name attached to our food, so just try and make your research, and you can also give me some education in the comment section. Thank you very much for joining me today. It's been an amazing time. Thank you very much for joining the platform, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Follow every of our social media platform, because that is how you can be a part of us. Thank you very much. Bye.